T28 Super Heavy Tank was an American heavily armored tank, assault gun, designed for the United States Army during World War II. It was originally designed to break through German defenses of the Siegfried Line and was later considered as a possible participant in the planned invasion of the Japanese mainland. The near 100 tons vehicle was initially designated a heavy tank. It was redesignated as the 105 mm gun motor carriage T95 in 1945, and then renamed in 1946 as the Super Heavy Tank T28. Only 2 prototypes were built before the project was terminated. The T28 T95I was designed to be used for attacking the heavy defenses expected of the Siegfried Line along the western borders of Germany. The 105 mm T5A1 Gun selected was known to have very good performance against concrete and expected to be extremely effective at reducing heavy fortifications. By the time the vehicle passed trials, the German Siegfried Line had already been infiltrated and overwhelmed by the Allied forces, so the designers decided to send the T28 T95 tanks to fight on the Japanese mainland later in the war. Japan surrendered before the tank was transported overseas. The need for an assault tank was first identified in 1943, ordinance proposing that 25 vehicles could be ready for operations. A conference in March 1944 between Ordnance Department and Army Ground Forces resulted in agreement to build 5. The Pacific Car and Foundry Company were supplied with the design in March 1945, completed final design, and had the first hull welded by August. By the time the first tank was completed and ready for combat, the war was over. The plan for 5 was reduced to 2. As it did not have a turret, but a fixed casemate mount instead for its main armament, as German Jagdpanzers and Soviet Samochodnaya Ustanovka designation combat vehicles did, and the 105 mm gun fitted could only elevate from 19.5 degrees to -5 degrees and traverse from 10 degrees right to 11 degrees left of the center line. The T28 more closely resembled an assault gun and was redesignated as T95 gun motor carriage in 1945, but in June 1946, the vehicle was redesignated again as Super Heavy Tank T28. 2 prototypes of the T28 were built. They underwent evaluation at the Aberdeen Proving Ground and Fort Knox facilities until 1947. In 1947, one of the T28 was heavily damaged by an engine fire during trials at Yuma Proving Ground and was broken up and sold for scrap. The T28 never went into service due to the obsolete design, high maintenance costs, and the heavy weight, which prevented it from being transported across seas, but was retained to test the durability of components on such a heavy vehicle. Work on it ended before completion, as the War Department decided to stop the development of vehicles of that sort of weight, and the T28 program terminated in October 1947. By that point, the T29 and T30 turreted heavy tank designs had been built. The T29 mounted the same gun as the T28 in a conventional rotating turret. The T30 was developed with a larger caliber gun and more powerful engine. The T29 program was used to test mechanical components for future tank designs. The mechanical superstructure was taken from a T23. The original plan was to build 5 prototype vehicles, with a production total of 25. Its total weight when fully equipped would have reached 86 tons. To lower ground pressure, instead of 2 tracks, it used 4 tracks that projected forward of the hull, each 584 millimeters wide. The outer tracks could be detached within 2 hours for rail transport. After removal, they could be fixed together to make a unit that could be towed behind the tank. Due to its extreme weight and low engine power, the T28 had extremely limited obstacle crossing ability and could not cross any of the portable bridges available at the time, and so was considered impractical in the field and not suitable for production. The armor was very thick compared to other tanks of the time, up to 305 millimeters thick on the front. This was considered heavy enough to provide protection from the German 88 millimeters gun used as tank and anti-tank guns. The lower hull front had 130 millimeters of armor, and the sides 64 millimeters. The suspension system and lower hull were covered with 100 millimeters thick steel skirts. The engine was a gasoline-powered Ford GAF V8, delivering 500 horsepower at 2,600 RPM through the Torquematic transmission, which left the vehicle underpowered, geared down to a top speed of about 13 kilometers per hour, and greatly limited its obstacle climbing capability.